What if I told you at a point in time my FICO score was actually in the 500s, and now easily it hovers around the 800 area at all times? How did I do it? I'm the Credit Savage. Let me tell you how. Before I go any further, hit that like button, ding that little bell, and subscribe so you can get access to my videos at all time and you get a little alert when I drop them. And let me tell you how I crawled out the hole. Now, even family members ask me, hey, how were you able to afford a house in the Bay Area near San Francisco? Easy answer, and that is I took care of my FICO score, I nurtured it. There is no magic bullet. It just takes a little hard work and some research, but you know what? If I was able to do it, you definitely can. And I'm going to try to help you. So, let me show you how. 7 cardinal rules, and these I followed to the T, never deviated, and I assure you it helps. Number 1 cardinal rule, never miss a payment. I know this seems elementary, it's a lot harder than you think, but it definitely can be done if you have a plan. So, never miss a payment. That is like one of the top 3 things the Bureau is going to look at. If you never miss a payment, they are more likely to extend credit to you anywhere you apply, as well as your FICO score is going to jump dramatically within a few years. Number 2, keep utilization under 30%. It's easier said than done. Again, it takes a little hard work, but if you can just make a list and then use your credit card to the tune of 25% to 29%, if you have to, that is a really good way to have your FICO score go up. A better way is to keep your utilization below 10%. That's ultimately what these companies are looking for. But 30% is actually a more reasonable number for a lot of people. If you are good enough with your money and your finances, you definitely can do it on the 10% side, and that is like the best thing to do. Number 3, never max out your credit cards. That is just a given. If a credit card company offers you, let's say, $5,000, you're not going to go out and spend $5,000. That just means that you can't manage your finances. And that's a big red flag. That's just a no-no. Credit cards or credit companies are least likely to give you another credit card or extend you a credit line increase if you're always spending 100% on your credit cards. Cardinal rule number 4, never carry a balance. That is like one of my top 3 things right there. Carrying a balance. I love traveling for free on points. I love staying at great hotels for like nothing. And carrying a balance, it is counterproductive towards what you're trying to do if you're playing this game for the points, especially on those high-end hotels or those once-in-a-lifetime type of trips. We're talking about, going to like the Maldives, Paris, France, Japan. If you're in this credit card game, which let me tell you, it's actually a cold game for the points, then carrying a balance is not the smartest thing to do at all. If you can help it, don't carry a balance. Number 5, and this is like the top thing for me, is never under any circumstance get a cash advance. It's just the fees by themselves would absolutely kill you, because I think it's like $30 to $40 just to take money out, and on top of that you're going to pay interest on that money you're taking out. If it's a true emergency, then by all means take that cash out, because it obviously is an emergency. But if you can help it, absolutely don't do it. Number 6, never close a credit card. Now, it took you time to build that history, and that history actually will help you increase when it comes to your FICO. If you were to close that credit card, that FICO score will drop, because it'll take away your history that you have with that credit card company, and all that hard work you did will just disappear. Makes no sense. If you have a credit card that you just don't see yourself using, put it in a sock drawer and use it once every year, once every 2 years. Put a little alert on your phone to tell you, hey man, it's that time of the year. Use this credit card to buy a stick of gum, something. But you don't want to close the credit card and erase all that history that was, so useful for your FICO to go up to just disappear. It just makes no sense. Cardinal rule number 7. Never chase the points. Let the points come to you. And this is what I mean by this. Some people fall in love with a specific credit card without ever having used it or having done any research about this credit card. And so they just like it because either of the status that it brings or because somebody else has it and they see these people flex and they feel like, oh, they want to flex. That's just counterproductive and it makes no sense. I'll give you a good example. I have a buddy of mine that travels maybe once a year, and he was really stuck on the fact that he wanted an American Express Platinum because it gave him status. He said he wanted to stay in the Centurion Lounge and he wanted to experience that. It made no sense to me because I know this guy, he seldomly travels and he's always spending at least $1,000 on groceries and eating out all the time. I know he's going to benefit a lot better from an American Express Gold or a Chase Sapphire Reserve card, but he was really stuck on this American Express Platinum. Turns out he got it and he ended up closing it because he didn't even travel for 2 years. So he ended up eating $1,100 as far as annual fees, and he never even used the card to travel. So that's exactly what I mean by chasing the points. He ended up spending money on things he didn't need or stuff that he wouldn't normally buy just so that he can meet the minimum spend, as well as because he had the card, he felt that he had to put everything on the card when it made absolutely no sense. You go to the grocery store, use this Amex Platinum. He went, to the movies, Amex Platinum. He went to dinner with his wife, Amex Platinum. They go to a restaurant with the family and he used his Amex Platinum. It made absolutely no sense because he was leaving so much money on the table. And what I mean by that is, if he would have used the Chase Sapphire Reserve, he would have actually gotten so much more out of it. Those points would have came to him, as opposed to him closing down a credit card that he seldomly used. And that is what I mean by chasing the points. Anyhow, these are my 7 cardinal rules. And let me tell you, these mistakes are very costly. However, if I can do this and get out of the 500, FICO hole, I know you can do so. And that is one of the main reasons that I started this channel. It was to actually reach a couple of people that are out there that are almost there and all they need is a little guidance. And so that's why I made this channel, so he can answer a few questions and so that he can show you that if a guy like myself who's just a regular Joe can do it, you absolutely can as well. Now remember, cash is king, but credit is power.